This transfer video is sponsored to you by Caddy Comps. Caddy Comps are the largest golf competition websites in the UK. You can win prizes for as little as 79 pence. That's cheaper than a bar of chocolate in the UK. They've already given away over 10,000 prizes, accumulating to nearly £8 million. Later on in the video, we're going to hear from Jimmy Bullard, and he's going to speak to you more about what you can win over at Caddy Comps. But it's a massive transfer update. We've got Viktor Gyokeres, Arsenal ready to put together a second bid, according to CNN Portugal. And Fabrizio Romano has also spoken about Cesco. We also heard yesterday that Arsenal are prepared to put £77 million on the table for Rodrygo. There is so much speculation right now. And I said yesterday that I think a lot of the Arsenal transfer news, a lot of the speculation is going to be dragged out into July. You know, a lot of the players that Arsenal are looking to try and buy right now, Rodrygo didn't even play in yesterday's game in the Club World Cup. Does that have anything to do with his potential transfer to Arsenal? The likes of Viktor Gyokeres and Benjamin Cesco are still on their holidays during the off-season. So I do think when we get into July, you're going to hear a lot more about the two strikers. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button, get over to Caddy Comps. There is a link in the description. You can click on my link, get over to Caddy Comps, and you can literally purchase a ticket for as little as 79 pence. They've got prizes on their website for golf clubs, instant wins, Range Rovers, and every single thing you could possibly imagine is on their website. Click the link and go and have a look. I want to get into the Arsenal transfer news that come out earlier today with regards to Viktor Gyokeres. Now, this transfer saga is probably going to drag out for majority of the window. You know, CNN Portugal have said about a week ago that Arsenal submitted a bid and Mikel Arteta is eager to get Viktor Gyokeres over the line. You know, we all know that the hierarchy in Arsenal do prefer a move to Benjamin Cesco. The CNN Portugal have said Arsenal are getting ready to submit a bid for Viktor Gyokeres, with Mikel Arteta eager to have the striker to join the squad for the club's pre-season tour of Asia in July. Now, whoever it is, whoever the striker is going to be, whether it's going to be Gyokeres, whether it's going to be Cesco, it has to be sorted, in my opinion, before their pre-season kicks off. They play Tottenham next month in the in Asia. They also play Newcastle United. They also play AC Milan. They've got a very, very competitive pre-season, those three fixtures. Plus, they're probably going to have the Emirates Cup. And it's not long now before they do travel to, it's a month today, is their first game against AC Milan. 4 days later, they will be playing Newcastle. 4 days after that, they will be playing Tottenham. And that, of course, is a North London derby. You know, it's going to be very, very interesting to see. Is it going to be Yokez? Is it going to be Benjamin Cesco? Now, coming out from Lee African Gooners put this on Twitter, and he put this on Twitter a month ago, basically saying that Gyokeres' agent is one of the main reasons he's interested in a move to Arsenal. You know, CNN Portugal have basically said that they don't think at this moment in time he's going to be joining Manchester United. Fabrizio Romano on rumours of Cesco's wage demands being too high. No, Arsenal aren't backing out of the. This is what Romano's gone on to say. Arsenal aren't backing out of the Cesco deal. And Gyokeres are both contacts ongoing at the moment. Let's see what Arsenal will decide. I mean, this I've never seen two strikers divide a fan base as much as Gyokeres and Cesco. You know, Cesco right now has a lot of ability. He's a younger striker, has a very good goal catalogue. He's a very, very good player. And Gyokeres is what you would call as a modern day finisher. And a modern day finisher is very rare in strikers because there's probably only, you know, 5 or 6 strikers in the world that are probably a modern day finisher. Erling Haaland, Harry Kane, Alexander Isak, Lewandowski, you know, Yokez, etc. Now, Punch Drunk Arsenal has said, from what we've heard today, Arsenal keep pushing hard for Viktor Gyokeres. Everything agreed on the player side. Personal times are sorted around a month ago, as we reported. Final hurdle is agreeing the fee with Sporting, as we all know, who are asking for more money that they previously promised in the striker that they could move for. Arsenal want Yokez, and Yokez wants Arsenal. And that come out, when was that? That was yesterday evening. Now, Punch Drunk Arsenal, he gets a lot of stuff right. I'll give him credit. I don't know much about him, but he does get a lot of stuff right. What's going to be interesting is the whole Rodrygo saga. He was left out of yesterday's Real Madrid Club World Cup game. He wasn't even featured. So does that have anything to do with his move to Arsenal? I mean, when you look at the fact that Vinny Jr., Jude Bellingham all played longer, Master have said, breaking, the Rodrygo case has changed with even more fronts to contend with Arda Guler exploding and the arrival of Franco Mastantuono, the situation has changed. The player didn't even warm up for the second half. But before we get into all of that, let's hear from Jimmy Bullard.
You didn't know my nickname was the Beaver, did you? There's nothing worse than playing with a driver you've just won and you keep the sticker on. Take the stickers off. Win all the latest golf equipment here at Caddy Comps every night for as little as 79p. That was levered, that was.
You heard Bullard, 79 pence. Like I said earlier, it's cheaper than a bar of chocolate. You can win so many competitions, with over 100 competitions per week, £8 million of prizes to over 10,000 lucky winners. Click the link in the description and get over to Caddy Comps. Back to the Rodrygo news. So if he's not even warmed up for the second half, that tells me that a move is on the horizon. When you look at who Real Madrid actually played so far in the Club World Cup, they've played Pakayuka, who are a Mexican side. They've got Salzburg on the 27th of June, and they also played Al Hilal. Now, when you look at the lineup they played, Garcia up front, Vinny Jr. played 87 minutes, Jude Bellingham played more than that. And in the first game that Real Madrid played, Rodrygo only managed about 60 minutes. So, of course, Asensio got red carded. When you go down and look at the bench, they're bringing on Brahim Diaz, they're bringing on Luka Modric, they're bringing on Dani Ceballos, Rudiger, and then all the way down here, without even a minute, is Rodrygo. So that tells me he's not in Xabi Alonso's favour right now. Samsey reports saying Arsenal's priority is to sign a striker and to facilitate a deal for Rodrygo. Sam C's pretty reliable. Used to work for the United stand, now works for the Athletic, and that come out. I don't know how that was today. So it looks like as of right now that their priority is to sign Rodrygo and the striker. Now, if Arsenal were to bring in, Rodrygo and Viktor Gyokeres, they are absolutely laughing. Absolutely laughing. And you think about what they could then go on to do. I think it would be very, very, very good transfer window if they get Yokez and they get Rodrygo done, because you look at what Man City are doing, you look at what Liverpool are doing. It's going to be a very, very, very interesting transfer window, guys. We're only 23 days through June, but if they can bring Rodrygo in, it's going to be very, very interesting to see who they go on to sign. There's a lot of players out there right now that are being linked for move for Arsenal. Semenyo, Nico Williams was there as well. And, you look at what other teams are doing. Man City are on the verge of getting Yokez done. Sorry, not Man City. Liverpool on the verge of getting Yokez done. They've already got Florian Wirtz done. Arsenal fans just need to be patient. If you get Viktor Gyokeres over the line, I think you should be very, very, very optimistic about your season next season. But like I said, guys, get over to Caddy Comps. £8 million worth of prizes have been given to 10,000 lucky winners for as little as 79 pence. As little as 79p, you can go over and purchase a ticket. So let me know your thoughts. Drop a like. I'm out.